Behind the podium may be where the real drama from San Diego lies, as 4th and 5th ended up being Jett Lawrence and Jason Anderson. But they didn't get to those positions without a little cat and mouse action. The two began battling with just over 5 minutes to go in the main event when they ended up making contact. Anderson went on to seemingly brake-check Jett in the next corner, and they spent a whole lap playing a game of covering each other's lines. It ended when Jett parked Anderson for 4th and took off, or so we thought it was over. After the checkered flag waved, Jett waited for Anderson, who rolled up alongside him. Lawrence began gesturing towards some corners where they battled, and Anderson said some things and was about to ride away when Lawrence grabbed Anderson's helmet. Anderson then grabbed Lawrence's helmet and batted his hand away from his own helmet. It was clearly a contentious discussion and ended far from amicably. Jett Lawrence has received enormous attention and a large increase in his fan base over the past 13 months due to his extraordinary achievements. It's easy to see how this hype affects his self-confidence. In public, Jett appears to be very extroverted and an easygoing guy. But as a 20-year-old superstar with the motocross and supercross world at his feet, how do you handle this power in the most professional way? It's anyone's guess, but from a mental perspective, Jett Lawrence knows he's the king. How could it be any different after such a steep climb? Nevertheless, Jett Lawrence also caused public criticism with controversial actions. In the second race at Chicago Raceway in September 2023, while in the lead, he let second-placed Ken Roczen pass. At that time, he received a written warning from the AMA for this move. Roczen wasn't happy about the situation either. Lawrence joked after the event that it was a gift for the birth of Kenny's second child. This year, during practice in Anaheim, he imitated his Honda kicking off as Ken Roczen passed him. In the end, how these actions towards Ken Roczen should be assessed remains only speculation, but they leave a bitter aftertaste for the fans and provide material for discussion. I will say, the visual of guys riding back to the pits and just looking back at what was happening was very funny, but I can't recall anything that Jett did that was egregious. Guessing we'll find out soon enough, but if for nothing else, this was a point-salvaging masterpiece by the Jett, and heard at that. So it remains to be seen whether Jett Lawrence is serious about his statement or wants to quickly sweep the events under the carpet with his apology and a good deed. In the end, though, the real story is that of parity and a 450 SX class that feels even more wide open than it did before Anaheim 1, if that is somehow possible. Aaron Plessinger is your points leader by 1 point over Chase Sexton and 4 points over Jett Lawrence, but it seems like 5 other guys have reasons to believe they could win the Triple Crown next week in Anaheim.